Good afternoon, everyone. It's December the 25th, 2023, and Merry Christmas, everyone. I didn't expect to be doing something on Christmas, but I have also promised some updates if they happened, and we've had quite a few, as you've seen by I put up another couple of videos there before this one, so it's been a little somewhat active past week as well. But I'm going to start with the bad stuff before I go into. I have something that I also want to say at the end, so I'm going to be saying it at the end. But I wanted to talk about the video that I just put up about the garbage and it being again overflowing, and that's due to the cleaners piling all that garbage, a lot of it in, because normally if it's just us normally, unless people are moving in at the out or at the end of the month, then we get a pretty full garbage can, but usually we fill it up just maybe to the top, not overflowing like you saw it in that video. So I just wanted to make sure you understood that this garbage is coming from what we're getting in the stairwells here that the cleaners are cleaning up. So that's a lot of garbage. And then when I was sick a couple of weeks ago, I heard all this banging, and that was in the hallway. And some shouting as well, and it was pretty loud. This was around 7 p.m. in the evening, and it was so loud that it really it sent a tenant from the floor below upstairs to the hallway. As I was going to phone to call over this, I did not get a chance to even call, as the shouting and banging stopped and the fire alarm went off. The tenant from the floor below ran into the two indigenous men. They said they pulled the alarm, as when the door opened, a black man appeared, not the tenant of the apartment, who the apartment belonged to. They got scared, ran and pulled the alarm. Another tenant heard what there was yelling about, and it seems the tenant in the apartment owed them money, and they wanted their money. We all explained to the fire department when they showed up. It was another false alarm. Again, another false alarm for the fire department. And the taxpayers, of course, have to pay for this through the city. So this helps raise our taxes too. Just a little pointer there. Also, in the video Under Siege, when I was walking through the building, I turned the phone away for a moment, and you heard me say something broken. It was another apartment where people have been going in and out of. For example, I was going to the laundry room, passing that door. A woman was standing, muttering, and she turned as I tried to pass her, and she said to me, "You're weird." So as I was trying to pass her, when she turned, you could see she was high on something and could hardly even stand. So I paused, and I passed her, and easily. And to her, she was weird. That's what I said to her, pardon me. She just kept muttering, banging on the door. When I said something was, I was talking to the maintenance man who was trying to repair the door, a lock that was broken. Same apartment. The security had already been called for that. And that's why I said on that something broken to the man. I didn't explain it was a door on the video, but I turned the phone away. I didn't want him to see what was going on, that I was actually videotaping. Also, on Friday, December the 23rd, I ran into a former dealer who I believe was now no longer living, in the apartment down the hall since early this spring. I have done videos on this apartment in the past. It was also his girlfriend that did the overdose in the stairwell that the police saved, which was also on a previous video that I mentioned. This apartment is the one I spoke of, that people were going through the windows and getting into the building as the apartment, and is still getting into that apartment today, even though it's been vacant since probably the late spring or early spring. Now this former tenant is also hanging around months later. I was told a few months ago the former tenant had gone back to Africa. The day I saw him, he was talking to another tenant who told me that he was going back to Africa again and wanted to get his things from the apartment. Then the former tenant also recognized me, said hi, and also told me where, when I asked what he was doing here, I heard him say he was getting his things from the apartment, which is rather suspicious because it hasn't been rented out. And was he paying for that apartment for all those months that he was gone as well? As I left, and he also told the other tenant after he was going back to Africa after I had left. And as I was leaving, the other tenant, who was still living here, was on the phone getting security as another addict was sleeping in the stairwell. And this is what I say about my building right now. It's becoming more and more like a crack house every day, not an apartment building. Not an apartment building, but this is where we're finding everything in the hallways, in the common areas of our building here. And this is a shame, because most of our apartments are nice and kept tidy and everything else. So why should it look like a pigsty outside our apartment doors as well? However, the good piece, and this is what I want to tell you about, we have bad pieces and we have good pieces, but I want to go on to a good piece, and I want to express my opinion on this. However, the piece of good news is, if there is any, that many of us are long-term tenants here. We know each other and get along and try to do the best we can to watch each other's back, doing our best to work as a team to get rid of these invaders, as it sometimes they even take over apartments. So much for the addicts. I can only give so much sympathy to addictions as an excuse for their behavior. If this is what the new normal is, and what looks, heaven help us all, is this what our children and grandchildren have to look forward to? We all better start looking in the mirror at ourselves and ask, where did we go wrong? I would gladly go back to the 1960s when people were far more normal and caring. What has technology done to us? Are we all turning into robots as well as The Walking Dead? My opinion, of course, the future, if the problem with the drugs and addiction needs to be solved, as we are rapidly falling into a black hole of no return. The Hopi Native Americans in their philosophy have said that humanity will come to a fork in the road. Humanity has to choose that fork. It is beyond it is believed that it was in the mid-1990s was the start of this. We are on one of the forks of the road right now. We will probably only find out which fork, good or bad, when we get to the end of the fork in the road. The state the world we live in now questions humanity's survival. There is also so much good as well in the world that does shine through. Let's hope that the good outshines the bad in the end, and humanity took the right fork in the road. If we all could start working together in that shared leadership role that the Canada Goose represents, we will all end up together on the right fork to peace and harmony. Today is Christmas 2023. Let us all work together towards peace on earth and goodwill towards men. And that was my message as well at the end, since it is Christmas today. And again, I want to thank everyone for listening to me. And we'll be updating you regularly. I'm not going to post this until after Christmas. But everyone, please be safe. Be aware of your surroundings. And think of other people as well. And think of yourself. And see what you can do as an individual. We can all do things in our own small way. So, everyone, have a wonderful Christmas today. And we'll talk again soon. And bye-bye. Take care.